Today I like to tell you a little story. Once upon a time, there was a young woman who set out into the world to finally stand on her own 2 feet. She wanted to add meaning to her life, find a great job that suited her, one where she could unleash her creativity. Ideally, something with photography. She longed for recognition, wanted to be seen, and, if possible, change the world just a little. Almost at the same time, a young man came into her life, and he liked it so much with her that he simply stayed. Career-wise, the young woman learned quickly, climbed the corporate ladder, and soon decided that the time had come to start her own business. She wanted to follow her dreams and live life on her own terms. Privately, things were going well too, and over time, 2 little mini versions of the couple made their way into this world. Now, self-fulfillment is a funny thing. It sounds amazing, exciting, and full of promise. But if you plan to fulfill yourself, it helps to actually know who that self is. The problem? This young woman only thought she knew. In reality, she had no clue, not the slightest idea what life and her own existence were really about. So she embarked on a journey full of chaotic misunderstandings. Life, unfortunately, didn't unfold the way she had imagined. It became bumpy, then rough, and eventually it just stopped making sense. The constant ups and downs drained all of her energy, and instead of finding herself, she began to lose herself. She was trapped in a life that didn't fit her at all. She could see it. She knew it wasn't right, but she couldn't change it, because she was using her eyes and mind to navigate instead of listening to her heart. Each day started with damage control and applying just enough makeup to cover up the sadness. Then she'd throw her dreams to the wolves of everyday life. The universe, being the helpful entity that it is, kept sending her not so subtle hints, more like smacking her over the head with a signpost. Looking back, she'd say that over the years, it wasn't just a signpost. It was an entire fence. Scratch that. An entire fence factory. But unfortunately, at the time, she just didn't understand this particular form of communication. So, the years passed, years that weren't truly lived. And when she finally started to wallow in self-pity, the universe brought out the big guns. Because here is the thing, the universe has a sense of humor, I swear. But patience? Not so much. When someone drifts too far from their true path and wastes their potential, the way this now not so young woman did, patience runs out. And so the big explosion came. One day she found herself shattered, disoriented, stripped bare, helpless and completely alone at the bottom of a deep, dark pit. Looking back, she'd say that was like being born again, just in the most painful, brutal way imaginable. But with that, life gave her a second chance. And this time, she knew exactly what to do. Did she? I don't think so. I wrote this in March 2019, and yeah, I guess it sounded like I had finally figured life out. But let me tell you, I hadn't. Not even close. If there's one thing I've learned over the past 6 years, it's this. Life will keep repeating itself until you finally learn the lesson. Which brings me to another piece of wisdom I've picked up along the way. I don't know what I don't know. And that brings me to now. I can't possibly understand the life that's waiting for me in the future, because I don't yet know what I will know then. You get me? I can only make sense of life by looking back, but I have to live it moving forward. So my new motto is, I fail forward. And if you are up for it, feel free to join me on this journey from time to time. Thanks for watching.